So welcome everybody. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Patty Schramm. I'm the Parent Resource Coordinator and Trainer for Southwest Ohio, multiple counties in Southwest Ohio, the Butler, Greene, Montgomery, Warren counties. We also have tonight, we have joining us some people from Allen County, learning about some of the transition sessions as well. So I want to welcome them as attending too. Now tonight we have Reena Fish with us. Michael Albrecht unfortunately got ill. So Reena was very, very, it was so nice that you were able to step in and speak for, in place of Michael. Reena, you're in good hands tonight, everybody, with Reena, because she was, Reena was, when my son was going through Project Life, Project Search, she was in Michael's shoes. So, but she's been continuing, she can tell you more about, everything, but she's continuing to teach other counties, teach other states, I'm not sure how far beyond you've gone, but teaching many other areas about Project Life programs and how to get started. So I'm going to turn it over to Reena. Let me know when you want me to bring up any of those flyers, but I have you as co-host, so you can share your screen anytime.
Okay, thank you, Patty. Hello, everyone. I see some familiar faces and names on here. It's good to see all of you. My name is Reena Fish, and I am currently the Project Life National Replication Coordinator for Butler Tech. Butler Tech is a large career tech school district in Southwest Ohio, Butler County. A little bit about myself. This is my 30th year in education, and the majority of those years have been focused on transition. So I think these transition years for our sons and daughters are so very important. I came on board with Butler Tech in 2010 as a project search instructor coordinator at Miami University. And then I was a supervisor for our Project Life and Search programs. And now we are replicating those nationally. So I have gotten to work with some folks in some different counties here in the state. And we have 20 Project Life programs now replicated across the United States, and actually a program in Canada, in Winnipeg this year. So we're rocking and rolling in spite of the pandemic. I am going to pull up a presentation. This is Michael's presentation. You know what it's like to share someone else's presentation. He's pretty short and sweet. I'm not sure how long this will go. I'm going to talk about Project Life and Project Search. Project Life is a program that was developed by Butler Tech in 2007. Project Search is a program that was developed by Cincinnati Children's Hospital and a team there in collaboration with Great Oaks, but it is owned by Cincinnati Children's Hospital, also replicated across the United States. And we've worked very closely, very collaboratively with them over the years. And Project Life was developed as a program to prepare students for Project Search. So as I go through this presentation, I will share a little more with you about what we're working on, what skills that we are focused on in these two particular transition programs, and how they fit together. So a lot of people ask, sorry, I hit the wrong button. I'm on a new laptop, so it's a little tricky. A lot of people ask, why are Project Life and Project Search so awesome? One of those reasons there's several reasons, because they're just really cool programs, but they're based on research. So these are not just programs that we made up, for students along the way. In Ohio, we are fortunate that individuals who are highly qualified in transition, if we are working with students with different disabilities in the career tech world, many of us are working as a work study coordinator, transition coordinator. We have gotten a transition to work endorsement through one of the universities here in Ohio. This means that we are special educators, but we have also put in a lot of work, sometimes up to 18 more hours of graduate college credit to get what we call a transition to work endorsement. So that is, in those courses, we are learning what are the best practices around transition. How do we work with students and families during this time when they're getting ready to transition from school services into those adult services? How do we make referrals to different service agencies such as OOD and our county boards of developmental disabilities or other supports that might be out there? So there's a lot that goes into these programs. This is a short presentation, makes it look very easy, but we are all working very hard to make this happen for the students that we are serving. So what we're trying to do is figure out, we want to, with Project Life and Search, help students and families how to figure out how to get from school to adulthood without, as Michael says, falling off the cliff. So there's several ways that we do these. One of the things that we do in both Project Life and Project Search programs is focus on real work, real job training. We call these internships. And Project Life, we're starting to, it comes before Project Search. So Project Search is a program that is 1 year, 1 school year. And then the idea is that the students that we call interns are going to exit school services, and they're going to already have support with the Opportunities for Ohioans with Disabilities, which is our Department of Vocational Rehabilitation here in Ohio. They're going to already be connected, and they're going to be ready to transition out to the world of work with the support of a job developer and then job coaches that will be there with them on the job to make sure they're off to a good start. During Project Search, with that being that last year of services, there are a lot of meetings. We call them employment planning meetings, where the team is getting together, probably 6 or more times during the school year to talk about what are the skills that the interns are learning, what are their strengths, what type of job does it look like is going to be a good fit for them, just lots of things. And these meetings are not just your typical IEP. They're not an IEP meeting. They're not even a typical transition meeting, because our interns are going to learn how to lead these meetings. So they are there. They're going to be talking about their own experiences. They're going to be showing pictures and presenting information to their team about what they're learning and what direction they think they want to go in when they get ready to go into employment. So now let's backward plan a little bit. Project Search is that final year of school services, and Project Life was developed to help prepare students to be more successful in Project Search. At Butler Tech, all of our students that we are serving in our Project Life and Project Search programs have met graduation requirement and are 18 to 21 years old. In some areas where Project Life is being replicated, we're trying to possibly have some seniors. Southwestern City Schools in Grove City has Project Life. So they're able to serve some seniors and some post-grad students. And they also have a Project Search program. What we've found at Butler Tech over the 14 to 15 years that we have been involved in offering transition programs is that when we have students come to us and they participate in our Project Life programs for 1 or 2 years and then finish at Project Search, the growth that we see in overall independence and of course employability skills is more than I had ever seen in my 30 years of supporting students in transition. But our employment outcomes say it all, because our students are getting employed at 3 times the national average for individuals with developmental disabilities. So in these programs, even in Project Life, we're focusing on real world work skills. We're working on increasing independence, increasing those employability skills. Project Life, because it can be 1 or 2 years, you don't have to exit, you don't even have to have OOD supports. In Butler County, we do like to see them we do make sure that they've at least been referred for services through the County Board of Developmental Disabilities and OOD, but there's no rule that says they can't come if those services, if they were not eligible. Project Life, we're going to be working more on independent living skills. So in addition to the employability skills, we're going to have more time because we're looking at, it could be a 1 or 2 year opportunity before going to Project Search. So we're going to have time to work on what are those skills that everyone needs to have to be as independent as they can be as an adult. So whether that be cooking, that's everybody's favorite skill to work on, it seems. But it's also planning meals and how can we go out in the community and participate in rec leisure activities and do all of those things that make for a well-rounded life. And then of course, with employability skills in our Project Life programs, we provide more supports. We're taking students out in small groups out into community businesses. Our Project Life programs at Butler Tech have 4 different job sites. So 4 different business partners per program. And the interns during that school year will rotate through 3 different work experiences. So they're getting to try a lot of different opportunities, experience different kinds of work environments, working with different kinds of people, all of those things that are just really going to continue to help them grow and inform them on what is going to be the best job match for them. Project Search programs are a little different. They're still going to have those 3 different work rotations, but they're actually housed in the business. So at Butler Tech, we have Project Search programs at Atrium Medical Center Hospital in Middletown, Westchester Hospital, and Miami University in Oxford. The classrooms are housed in those locations. The only time they come to a school building might be to catch a bus, transfer a bus, but their whole day, their class time and their work experiences are actually in those authentic, that business. So it's total immersion into a business. With Project Life, while we do have some programs that have been able to find a location off-site, such as Greene County, they partnered with Wright State University, and Kristen can tell you a little bit more about that later because she's here, and so is Nanette, the instructor. They were able to have their Project Life program housed at Wright State University, which is kind of cool because then we're moving out of that high school environment. But then while they may have some job training rotations there, they're also going out in the community and working in different community businesses as well. We want to work with these youth to help them not only get a job, but then keep a job. So what are those things that we need to know to be able to keep our job? That's when we get into those soft skill areas. That's what employers tell us. We can teach anybody to do a task, to be able to, let's say it's a stalking task. We can show and teach people how to do that. But we cannot teach them to be on time, to be well-groomed, to get along with others, to come back from lunch when it's time, those time management skills and things. So we make sure that we are hitting those hard, and we call those soft skills. In Project Life, we assess those, we call those employment skills, and we actually assess those at 60% of their job skill assessment data that we are getting, because they're that important. We want to not only see our individuals getting employed in the community, we want to make sure we're equipping them with skills to be able to keep those jobs as well. And again, this is kind of that slide that talks about interns who are finishing our programs at Butler Tech, Project Life and Project Search are keeping those jobs and being hired at triple the rate that we see nationally. The other thing that we focus on in our Project Life and Search programs is having fun. I mentioned that well-rounded life. They're going to be meeting new peers, making new friends. We talk a lot. I've talked with many families over the years, and sometimes they'll say, well, my son or daughter doesn't have to work. They're drawing Social Security. We're going to make sure they're taken care of. And what I try to explain to them is work is more than your paycheck. So, you know, when we're employed, that's also where we're going to be making new friends, and we learn from each other. We're going to continue to learn. We're going to have new experiences. We're going to be talking with people outside of our family or our, you know, our immediate group of peers and things like that. So there's much more, there's a pride that comes with being employed in the community, being able to come home and talk about, you know, I really helped this customer today and it was a great experience. So I tried to explain that too, that these programs are, employment is more than just a paycheck that might be coming in. Great way to make new friends. The young people coming to these programs want to come to these programs, and they're motivated to do a good job. For Butler Tech, this is how it works for us. If there are Project Life and Project Search programs in other school districts, of course, and they are, I'm not going to speak for them specifically because they may have a different kind of flow. We have pretty similar application processes and things, but there may be some differences that you see. So if you have questions about a specific area, I will let you reach out directly to those districts. For us at Butler Tech, we have our students will apply to attend Project Life or Project Search their senior year of high school. By then, we hope that they have attended our Project Life and Search open houses, been talking about it with their IEP teams in their high schools, maybe come and visited. You know, before COVID, we were able to have different opportunities for individuals to come and tour and visit. We're doing things, we did virtual last year and it did okay, but we missed being able to meet everyone face to face. We're still not sure this year if our open house in November is going to be virtual or in person. We're hoping in person, but we'll have plan B if needed. So they come to us from high school. We have at Butler Tech, we have a committee, an application committee, and it's made up of OOD counselors, staff members from our Butler County Board of Developmental Disabilities. We have some of our teachers. We have some of our job skill trainers, and we actually contract with Easter Seals of Greater Cincinnati and Butler Behavioral Health Workplace Associates Division for our job skills trainers. We used to call them job coaches, now we call them skill trainers, but they're the individuals that are trained to support our students, our interns, when they are working out in the community. And they're also helping us with all of the skills that we're teaching during class time and in our independent living units as well. So there's quite a group that is involved in this selection committee. We send out applications to our associate school districts for Butler Tech. There's 13 high schools in our career tech planning district, and they will fill out, it's actually an electronic application now. So we're going to have the parents fill out some information. We have the school district's work study or transition coordinator fill out some information, and the student's IEP manager or lead teacher will fill out some information. So we send that information out to the school districts in November, and then they will reach out to students and families and say, you know, who's interested in applying. It is an IEP team decision. Not every, you know, you don't just all of a sudden your senior year say, I'm afraid to graduate. I changed my mind. I don't want to graduate. I want to apply for Project Life or Project Search. Well, your IEP needs to show that you have a need for these programs, that you need to continue your educational services through applying for and hopefully being selected to come to Project Life or Project Search at Butler Tech. Applications will come to us at Butler Tech in December. The due date will be December before winter break. And then there's quite a process of individuals that I mentioned earlier that will be reviewing those applications. We will invite all of the applicants to come in and interview. This year, because of that we're still dealing with COVID and things. I think Michael is planning on interviewing and recording each of the interns that come in for interviews, and then the rest of the selection committee will be able to watch the interviews. We find that interviewing and talking with our applicants it just tells us much more than reading information on paper about them. Primarily, it usually gives us a more positive outlook at the student. We know IEPs and evaluation team reports and things, while we want them to be positive, they're focused on the needs. And so sometimes they give us a look at a student that looks, could look a little scary, could be like, oh, wonder what that means. Once we meet the individuals, 99% of the time we're like, okay, we love this gal or this guy, and let's give them a shot. I will tell you that at Butler Tech, we have 120 spots. So we have 4 Project Life programs, 2 Project Life 101s, and 2 Project Life 201 programs. So those are even leveled. In our Project Life 101 programs, these are individuals that might need a little more time, maybe need to focus on foundational skills and just kind of finding their voice, learning to advocate for themselves and growing in independence in general. And then in our 201 programs, they're generally, maybe they've had some pretty good work study services in high school, had lots of work experiences, are ready kind of for that next level of independence. Some of our 201 level job training work experiences are in industry, in manufacturing and those types of things. So sometimes our students coming to us and our 101 levels aren't quite ready for that level of independence. And then our project search programs, these are individuals that, they're just more ready. They're able to, they've had experiences, they've got some skill sets that say, you know what, they can get ready and be ready to go to work in a year. We have worked many, many years. And remember, this is not just teachers and administrators at Butler Tech, but our OOD counselors and our representatives from our county boards to develop rubrics that we use to kind of score the information, the applications, the interviews, and everything that we get from our applicants. And we use those rubrics to determine which program is going to best meet their needs. So that is something you don't come in and say, I want 2 years of Project Life and 1 year Project Search. We do ask that our applicants trust us. We've been doing this for many years in choosing the correct pathway for them. And the other thing is, once you are in Project Life, unless there's a really unique experience that says, you shouldn't continue. Once you're in Project Life, you're almost guaranteed the opportunity to move on up through the continuum of programming. So if you come in at 18 into Project Life 101 at Butler Tech, then the next step should be Project Life 201 and then Project Search. Now, sometimes an individual will come right into Project Life 101 and be ready for Project Search that next year. We see this spurt of growth sometimes. I was like, wow, this person really took off. Sometimes they'll come into Project Life 201, be ready for Search, or sometimes they come right into Project Search. The goal of all of these programs, they are work-based programs. We are looking at community employment for them when they exit these services. So, if you have individuals or families, or people that are like, we never want our son and daughter to work, then these may not be the correct programs for them, because the goal is that they will be employed someday. Open house this year. Open house is coming up November 18th. We don't know yet if it's going to be in person or virtual. Michael's going to be working on getting a more specific flyer out to everyone, and he always sends those to Patty to share and to our County Board of DD staff and everyone. And then we'll have it on our website too. So some specific information will be coming about that soon, but if you want to learn more about the programs, please mark your calendar for November 18th if you live in the Butler Tech Career Planning District. And this is just some more information. We talked about application timelines. November applications will be going out to your high schools, your Butler Tech high schools, and then they will be due to come back in December. Michael will give specific dates at that time as well. Take a look at our website, butlertech.org/transition. There are some of the coolest videos on there of our interns talking about their experiences in our Project Life and Search programs. I think you'll really enjoy those. We also have a Facebook page where we post a lot of great information. Almost weekly, each of our teachers are putting pictures and information on there because it's a great way for the families to get a peek at what's going on. We also do send out periodic newsletters and other ways to communicate. These transition programs are not just for students, they're also for parents. So we want to be there to support the parents during this project process as well. And then we have Michael here as our supervisor of transition programs. If you have specific questions about the application process or anything about Butler Tech's Project Life and Project Search programs, he's going to be your man to contact. And I'm going to look up here. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. Well, wait a minute. Here's some cool pictures. So here's some of our awesome individuals from last year working hard. And our interns, these young people, these young adults are just so amazing. They did not complain about those masks as much as we did as staff, to be honest with you. So we were very, very proud of their progress last year. And let's see, I will post this application timeline document. I'll put that in chat in just a moment too. Michael Sweeten, thank you so much. Open house November 18th. He's adding that as well. Mike is on our committee. He is very involved with things that we do. We really appreciate Mr. Sweeten. Lee Taylor, thank you. At St. Rita's talking about that. So I'm going to show a video and then we can just answer some questions and things like that, because I know there are cool things happening in our other counties across the region too. So we have quite a wonderful regional transition group that meets periodically, and we share ideas and things like that too. So let me find my video here. Oh, I know what I need to do. All right. So then we go through the fun of making sure sound and everything works. You might have to talk me through it, Miss Patty.
Yeah, there's two boxes at the bottom when you go to share your screen. There's those two boxes, unless they change the position of them, but
right.
Click so then we can hear the audio.
Turn perspectives, share.
There it is. I see it.
At the top there, yeah. Was it at the top? Share sound. There it is. Okay.
I am proud to be a part of Project Life.
Project Search
Can you hear it okay?
helps people that have troubles, especially with communication, and honestly, everyone should be taking it because it helps you learn the do's and don'ts of the workplace, and you can't get that from high school.
It feels very good to be in Project Search. Project Search, you actually feel like you have more responsibilities, and with all the tasks you're doing, it gives you more in the mood, in the going mood to actually want to do it. Because with high school, it can get quite boring a little bit, but yeah, with this, it gives you that rush feelings and gives you the want to feel in the work.
It's a lot different from what I'm used to at West High School. It teaches you life skills, how to further your education on like just helping with your disability that you need to work on.
It's helping me learn more about how to live by myself, how to when I'm living by myself, like if I'm in my own house or an apartment, how to like make my own food, do taxes and all that.
Feels amazing that this is my first time being professional.
It feels nice. I mean, I'm glad I'm working and making some new friends. If you have like a disability that impacts you in a big way, it could actually help you get a job in the future.
I feel good to be in Project Life. I learned how to cook grilled cheese. I learned how to make some waffles today.
It's been a dream of mine to go to California, and coming here makes me feel like maybe someday I really can. Because a lot of people in high school would always say, it's too far away, you can't do it. And then when I come here, they make me feel like you can do like anything that like you really want to do.
It's a really good place to get a good understanding how a job experience is without having to go through like just being thrown in there and not really knowing what to do. At certain points it can be tough, but sometimes you just gotta like tell yourself that you can do this. You can like build up your courage and get yourself together and do the job that you need to do, and just show you how much of a hard worker you are.
Project Life teaches you how to pay bills and be independent.
I feel very honored to be in Project Search. It's just a good, overall great experience being here.
I'm learning more and I'm getting more confidence because you can get independent living skills and employability so you can live on your own and have a job.
Well, that actually feel pretty good. Having know about new people, new friends, or new job coach around. I learned so much around here.
When I was in high school, I'd go out in the community and like do different job sites, but I mean, it's nothing like what I'm doing here. I have to like run the cash register at the market, so I mean, that's always helpful. You get to learn like different job skills that would like help you in the future find a job and everything.
I like to live my own, and I like to work my own place, to pay my own place, to live my own.
Project Life has helped me learn how to become an adult and be more mature about the real world.
Well, for starters, on my first day on the job site, I've been so pumped to crushing boxes a lot, and how can I say, it's like the Hulk would do. I mean, you know what I mean, right? So I mean, smashing boxes however is like a really easy thing to do. It gets me a lot done quicker. I mean, that's what I most like about it.
It feels great that I'm learning about I'm just learning about adulthood, how to learn about the jobs that are out there in the world, how much pay that there is to it, and what you need to do to get it in order to keep that job for the rest of your life, to make a living salary. That way you can live a normal life like the rest of the people in the world. This will be your like guide. You would think this later, as trust me, I will later in the future. I would think this whole Project Life thing later. And that's basically the reasons why I'm grateful here, because I'm learning about jobs, I'm seeing my old friends, and I'm just learning about what I need in life. I'm grateful to be in Project Life. I really am.
We did not pay them to say those things, but they're fabulous. young people. So that kind of sums it up. And if you all go to our to the Butler Tech Project Life, the transition page, there's more videos and things on there. I think we posted our quite a bit from our virtual orientation last year. Also, if you are interested in where other Project Life programs might be located here in Ohio, you can go to our Project Life website. It's btprojectlife.org, and that has a list of our current locations for Project Life. So you'll be able to see if you are in one of the other counties. We do have a program in Darke County. I don't know if anybody else came on from Darke County. Greene County, up at Southwestern and Grove. We just opened a program in Brown County also at Southern Hills Career Tech Center. And we're in Cincinnati Public Schools at Woodward High School and West High in their career tech programs. So those are some of those places. Any specific questions that you have for me regarding the Butler Tech Project Life and Search programs? Or any transition and general questions?
I think everything got answered. I think in the chat box, there was only one question regarding, let's see, where was it? The Miami Valley Hospital South, if they still have a project search program there.
It's my understanding that they are on hiatus. Kristen Brown, have you heard anything else about that program?
No, I have not. Sorry. I don't know. Maybe Kathy has heard something because I know she works closely with Project Search as well.
Oh, okay.
Right now, they don't have anything. What they have planned in the future, I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know it was at least a year hiatus. I have been talking with Preble County, also Preble County Board of Developmental Disabilities and the ESC there about the potential of a Project Life program in Preble County. And I know that they would like to also someday see the whole continuum of life and search back. I think Miami Valley was one of their programs that some of their interns were able to, or some of their students were able to attend.
And I think if parents are on here and you're not from any of these specific counties, like if you're a bordering county, you can reach out to programs in that county. Correct me if I'm wrong, Reena. If someone's bordering or in that area, but in a different county, but bordering the counties, they can also contact those, like in Greene County, if they were next to well, I think Montgomery and Greene work together, but you don't have to be in your specific county to attend a program. Is that correct?
I saw Kristen pop on to.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know if that's correct for every Project Life, but for the Project Life that's run through Greene County ESC that I work through for, yes, we do have Greene County students and Montgomery County students. We're located at Wright State University, which is pretty easily accessible to both areas, so we're open to having people from other counties. The ESC's worked with students from other counties for years, so they're good at doing that.
And our Project Search is also in Greene County. Project Search will also take individuals from, we have Montgomery County students that apply for that program with Project Search as well.
At Butler Tech, because the last few years we've had to turn students away, even though we've added another program to try to keep from doing that. So as long we have to serve our students that are in our in our planning district high schools, if there were to be room, we have in the past been able to take students from outside of our career tech planning district.
Reena, I think we can probably open it up to, we have a couple other representations here from Project Life and Project Search. I was watching for Warren County. Nick was going to jump on from Warren County, but I don't see his name just yet. But we can hear from Leah Taylor. You're here from another county. If you want to just mention what.
Yeah, I mean, our project search, we're going in our 9th year. We're housed at St. Rita's Medical Center here in Lima. We do take bordering counties as well. I know they just had a new one open up over in Mercer County at Mercer County Hospital. But we're not close enough to them to take some of their students, so that's good for them. But we have taken them from Kenton area up north to Findlay. They just have to have a ride to us. That's the only thing, or at least a ride to Apollo. We are affiliated with Apollo Career Center. And like I said in the notes, we have, since we've been around for a few years now, we've gained a lot of momentum with our internships. And that's given the interns a lot of voices and experiences they can gain over the time. Just like Reena's saying, it's just a great program so that they can learn those soft skills. And, ours are getting ready to start their new internships tomorrow, and they can't be more excited. So, yay! I know. We also have a project. Yeah, we also have a Project Search Facebook page. I think ours is like, I'll have to put it in the notes, but it's like PS Mercy Apollo. I kind of put us all in there together, but we've been posting some fun pictures of their informational letters that they're getting for their internships, some of our stuff during orientation that they've been having fun with. So we really get them acclimated to the hospital. I mean, ours is a pretty big one. I know Butler Tech, they have a lot of big areas that they go through, and sometimes that can be very intimidating, and I know it can be scary, especially with COVID and everything that's going on right now. But knock on wood, our students last year, none of them got COVID from being at the hospital. We had a full class. Our students this year, I mean, as long as they understand the safety protocols and follow those safety protocols, some of the internships in the height of COVID were taken away, but we understand it was more a direct patient care position, and so we kind of took some of those out. But that's where we can get a few new ones. So it really kind of shapes our opportunities when, we don't look at it as a bad thing. We say, hey, that's great. Now we got a new one, or we've got a different one, or, we've got a lot of internships we can work with. So these students, in watching that video, Reena, it just made me smile because a lot of my students over the years have said the same thing. And it just warms your heart to know that you're making a difference, and they're feeling the difference because they know when they leave Project Search, they know that they have those adaptable skills to get in and do a job and know who to talk to, know that hierarchy of who is that next person I need to go to. How is it going to be when they get to work? How do they make new friends? And so I think what's funny is I always make sure that anytime anybody comes by our classroom or we walk down the hallway, I stop someone and they meet new people probably about every 5 feet. And and they have to do their spiel, and they look at me and go, okay, I'm first. I'll say who I am, where I'm from, and what I'd like to do. And so, they're getting into that nice habit of just understanding that when I meet someone new, it's not a scary thing. Not everybody's going to be that stranger. But, they really understand. And, it's heartwarming to know that you're making that difference for them.
And feedback. Leah, do you have an event coming up?
We do. We actually have one on November 10th, a week before Butler Tech's. Right now, it's going to be in person, but as we've been thinking about things, we'll probably do like an online live version as well, like we did last year. Which we didn't get a lot of because, we are a smaller area than Butler Tech, and I know I'm just so in awe by how many students they get and how many spots they have. I wouldn't even know what to do with all those people. But I know that, like when we have our open house, last year's online one didn't really help us a lot, so I think having it in person, we have a lot of space allocation for us, so that's nice. And I actually have an advisory committee meeting that I'm on, and I'm inviting my special education officers just to make sure that they understand like what we're looking for. Again, even though we're in our 9th year, sometimes they just don't get it. Sometimes the schools are like, I don't know. You know, they already have their academics down, and I try and tell them it's not about academics anymore. It's about those soft skills and you know, those after high school life skills, and that's going to carry them through. Not that they didn't learn those there, but you know, we want them to carry forward and keep learning more. So yeah, we have ours on November 10th. It'll be in the evening, and then our applications will be due in December as well.
All right, thank you for that. I'm going to turn it. There we go. I'm going to turn it over to, I don't know, Kristen or Elizabeth. Either one of you want to speak or on your programs in Greene County?
Sure. Yeah, I'm Elizabeth Klein with the Project Search for the Greene County Career Center, Soin Medical Center in Greene County. And we're just kicking it off here this year. We've got 11 students, and we have about, well, up to 20 different areas in which they can work. And just, we have a lot going on. We're busy, and we have wonderful mentors at our program. Basically right now, you know, we're kind of co-sharing with other programs, Montgomery County, because Miami Valley South isn't present right now or active. But we have wonderful mentors. The hospital's very engaging and very open to our program. And we've had just a very, very high percent of success of placing students and having them stay out in the workforce after our program. So we're really proud of that. Is there any specific questions?
We'll open it up here in a few minutes for anything. If parents are kind of typing in the chat box, if you watch the chat box,
Okay.
but when we're recording it, so at the end of the recording, when I turn it off, I'm just going to open it up so parents can freely speak without
Okay.
without typing. But if you have any questions for any of these speakers, please feel free to put it in the chat box, or just wait until after the presentation, then we'll open it up. So
our program works right now. What we're doing is we work full-time 4 days a week, and then we have one day that's dedicated just to soft skills training, trips, getting out in the hospital in different capacities. We also have, Soin just built us a brand new room, which is really exciting. It's very large and big windows, and it's going to be a really nice just addition for us. And it just shows how much the hospital values our presence. And you know, they do a lot to engage us, not only just, you know, socially or verbally, but they invite us to all their meetings, and the students go to the meetings. The students are considered staff at the hospital, and it's really neat because the development and the growth that creates for these young adults is just phenomenal, as they really turn from high school kids or students really into working young adults. And you know, it's so nice because it's so seamless the way the staff there, you know, brings our students into their departments just like they have just hired them as staff. So it's really a fantastic amount of growth that happens each year for us.
thank you for that, Elizabeth. If you could post in the chat, post any of your links or your contact information. Anybody that's on here from a Project Life, Project Search, or a different career program, you can post it in the chat box, what your contact information is. Kristen?
Yeah, hi, I can talk briefly about Project Life at Wright State University. We are run by Greene County Educational Service Center. This is our second year of operation. So first year doing it during COVID was interesting. So it was, but a challenge, but we got through it. We were on the college campus to get the college experience, and it wasn't very college-y last year. However, I'm really excited this year. It seems to be more college-like, and we were already got to participate in a lot of activities with the college students, and it's a really good experience this year. So like I said, we have 7 interns. Like I said, we do take students from surrounding counties. We work closely with Project Search in Greene County with Elizabeth, and also with the Greene County Career Center with their program that they have there as well called Career X. So we all work cooperatively to, help our interns get all the skills that they need to be ready to, work their job or whatever they're going to do after high school.
All right, thank you, Kristen. We are still, I don't see Nick on here yet from Warren County. He was going to be joining us at 7. I don't see him on here yet. But Reena, do you have anything, or anybody else have anything more to add till he gets on?
I'm just a little bit curious about with the families that we have on here, how old your son or daughter is.
You guys can type, type it
you
in the
can type
chat.
them in the chat if you would like to. We're a perfect age to be here today. Thinking about that.
And just to mention, my son had gone through the Project Life Project Search program, and he's now 30. He can go into an interview like he controls the room. He goes in, he looks them in the eye, he shakes their hand, and then through the Project Life and Search program and some of these programs, he has this awesome resume he left with, and we continue to build on it. And so he can go in with confidence. He has all the information. He has that wonderful leather binder that you guys gave him, and he hands it right to him, and he collects all of his recommendation letters as he goes from job to job. But he has definitely had a good experience and lots of information that he brought, into his employment from
And
Project
I'm
Search.
sure his parents didn't have anything to do with him keeping track of his nice portfolio and all of those good things. But yes, he is one of our rock star graduates for sure.
It looks like he has some 14-year-old, 17, and maybe we can touch on also. So if a parent applies to Project Life and Project Search and is not, there's like Butler Tech fills up quite a bit. So what's the option? Who can the parents reach out to? And anybody can, any of the speakers here, any of the representatives can answer here. Who would be good for them to reach out to, or who would they contact? Like, would they contact their transition coordinator? Can they contact, like, say, Michael or Kristen, or, hey, we didn't get, would they give them alternatives? Like if they say, I'm sorry, you didn't make it into the program, or we fill it up or whatever, however that letter, would they let them know what their options are?
Butler Tech, we try to make sure that we're communicating with the associate school district, whether it's transition coordinator there or the lead teacher, and letting them know, these are some things that they can be working on. So if they choose to stay in school services and go back to the high school, we try to give them some ideas on, this is why they didn't make it in this year, but here's some things you can be working on, and then reapply next year. But then typically at that point, it's back to the high school team, the IEP team, to discuss what are the additional options there available.
Right. Probably the only difference for us is Greene County, we have Project Life. So maybe, Kristen and I will communicate, if people did get in or they didn't, and if there's availability in either site. OOD often will step in for a meeting if the parent requests it. and see if they're ready to go out, if they have that ability to go out. And then also they can go, to the Career Center for another year if their age allows.
And for those who not familiar with OOD, that's Opportunities for Ohioans with Disabilities. And there's like represented in the various counties. If you reach out to your SSA or transition coordinator, or any one of these, they can put you in contact with the OOD representative near you. Or they do have a website. Opportunities for Ohioans, or OOD, have a website that you can go to and reach out to them as well.
I think we all do have application processes too. So I think there was a lot of them listed in the chat boxes, where you can access the applications online. Usually we like to have the parent fill out an application and also have the teacher or the IEP team or whoever is also referring from the school, so that we know something, about them from their parents and also from the school. I think that's always very helpful.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys. Reena, do you have anything else you want to add? Nick is having trouble logging in, so I'm trying to give him a few minutes here. But
Gotcha.
do you have a few, some other information to share?
I mean, I really don't, unless there's so many, so many things, unless there's specific questions about transition in general. I think that, the biggest tip to give to family members is make sure in your IEP team meetings that you're discussing the future. Focus on the future. What are you looking for the future? What can we be doing to support you and help you while your son or daughter are in high school, or even sometimes that late middle school, 14 going on 15? What is in that IEP to support that transition to adulthood in the future? That it's never too early to start planning and thinking about those things.
And IEP is just for the parents here that are on. One thing that I wish I would have taken more advantage of or knew more about when we went through IEPs, it seems like ages ago now. But before Project Life, Project Search, this was in school IEPs. I didn't realize I could invite people. I didn't know the organizations I could invite. So, I mean, you can invite people from OOD, a representative, your transition coordinator. You can reach out and say, who can I invite? It's always good to have that second person or other people with you, especially if you're working on an IEP and a career, the after high school plan. So to invite them in, it's always a great idea.
I just had another idea too. Raise your expectations for your children. I think that is the biggest favor that you can do your son or daughter, is to raise those expectations. Let them fail sometimes. That's how we learn. That's our right as human beings, to try something and make a mistake and fail and have to get back up and figure it out. So, don't be afraid to let them take some, risks, some safe risks, and learn how to fail. I think a lot of times when we get students, they're 18 to 21, they get so upset when they mess up on something or they fail. And so, we're like, no, that's okay. As long as you're failing forward, you're making a mistake, but you're going to learn from that mistake. And then that's going to help you be better in the future. So let those things happen at home. I think whether you're a parent or even those of us that have been special educators for many years, sometimes we want to jump in there and help and do things for our sons or daughters or students, and make things easier for them sometimes, or sometimes we just don't have the time to give them the opportunity to problem solve and take that time to do that. And that's one of the biggest challenges that we see when we're out in the work site, out in that teaching those job skills, is that so many of our individuals don't know how to problem solve. They stand and they wait for somebody to come and bail them out. And we've taught them that. I mean, you know, whether we're a parent or an educator, you know, that's on us. It's not necessarily on them. So as I go and I work with new teams to replicate Project Life, and often I meet with families too, you know, I think that's the biggest thing, is like raise those expectations. And it is so cool to see, you know, when these young people start saying, wow, I can do this. And when that happens, then you see, this is something as project search and life instructors, transition people, I know we all see it. When that light goes off, you know, or comes on, and they're like, I can do this. And that self-confidence starts growing. And then you start seeing a passion and just a bigger interest in, I want to be able to do these things. So that would be my biggest advice, I think, to all of us, whether we're educators or parents, is to raise expectations, let our kids fail sometimes, and let them learn from that, and let them be okay with that.
Just to piggyback on that, being part of these programs, it's just so important to make it, you know, family topics at the dinner table, family topics about, you know, if you're not going to be able to drive them every day and pick them up every day from their job, how close do they need to be from home, or what kind of transportation is available? You know, just talking about it just like it's a reality, even now. You know, how do we want to do this? What is it you're really interested in? You know, going through these different areas that your son or daughter is excited about. You know, can we make these realities locally? You know, or does that need to be a dream and we need to pick a local option? You know, or a future goal. And for now, we're going to look at what's in the community. So those are the kind of things, is to have that dialogue, because that's such a big deal once the programs are over, or once the student starts moving out, to have these things been just part of your process and part of your family discussions.
I believe I see someone jumped on with a phone. Is that Nick? Nick, did you jump on with phone? Did you just call in?
Yes, it's me. Sorry about that.
That's okay. If you can go ahead and introduce yourself in the program.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nick Veretis, and I am the instructor for the Warren County Career Center Project Search Program. And we are currently located at the Warren County Government Campus, where we transitioned over to last year with our previous site was at Otterbein Senior Living there in Lebanon, and with pandemic, we were not able to stay there. So we were able to set up shop last year at the Warren County Government Campus. And again, this year we are located there. So this year I have 11 interns from throughout Warren County and one from Clinton County who has joined us. So we've gotten off to a great start.
Great. Thank you, Nick. Do you have any open houses coming up?
I do. And before I told everyone wrong, I was just checking as I was joining in to make sure I had the date correct, because I was on the road and I was able to park, and I'm just checking that real quick. Hang with me just a second.
And just while he's looking, I have posted in the Google Salt Drive and on the Live Binder, we have posted information from each of these groups. Whatever I collect, I put in there. And I have some of Nick's from a recent newsletter. I have that posted as well.
And October 7th.
October 7th.
What I'm looking at. Yeah, Patty, when I sent you that one, I sent the flyer for the open house in addition to the other. So that's what I was trying to pull up just to make sure.
Yeah, if you sent it to me, I would have posted it then in the Google Salt Drive. So
okay,
we can, they can reference that there, and because I know I posted your newsletter and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
But October 7th they're at the Warren County Government Campus at 500 Justice Drive in Lebanon is where we are located. So that's where the open house will be, starting at 6 o'clock.
Okay, sounds great. Is there anything else you want to add there? Nick?
I don't think so. I'll be glad to answer questions if anyone has any that weren't already answered. But no, that's it. I appreciate the opportunity. And like I said, I'm sorry for the delay in getting joined there. I was having some technical difficulties.
Thank you, though, for jumping on there. I was glad we could get you on. I'm going to open it up for questions, but I'm going to shut down the recording because I've been recording all this information so you guys can reference it. Any of the parents or staff can reference it later. We'll be posting it. It takes me a day or two to get it posted, but it will be posted to the SALT Google Drive. We put it in the live binder, but we've also started a YouTube and I put it on podcast. So there's if you want to listen to it, you got many avenues, but I'll let you know, give me a few days till I get that all set up. I just wanted to remind everybody that next week, Tuesday, these days are going so fast for me, and we're actually going to be on the 14th, September 14th, halfway through the month already. But we have Debbie Schwartz is going to be talking on the Social Security side, the work incentives. We're going to, talk about the work incentives when your child goes to work and how that works with the Social Security benefits. So make sure you join us next week on the 14th, again at 6 o'clock. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. We'll open it up for any questions. 1 second.